Hello, it is Bored with Playthroughs, giving you a very rare commentary on Broken Sword 4. Doing this as a tutorial for the logic puzzles in the crypts beneath the Topkapi Palace. Seems to be stumping a few people, certainly had me stumped when I first played the game. The clues are very simple, mostly the solutions are mostly progressive. But there is some tedium in the later puzzles where we have to refer to the PDA database to get our answers. However, that's what this walkthrough is about. I'm starting you off in the sewers. We have just descended down through the fountains in the Topkapi Garden. Topkapi Palace Garden. Now, the idea of this particular level, if I can just get the game to comply with my clicking, which has the worst controls, this or Broken Sword 3. Now, along here on the wall, there is our objective. We have to remove that stone in order to gain entry to the crypts. It's not quite clear how we do this or how we achieve this, but the idea is to put so much pressure in these pipes that it forces the stone out of the wall. If we trace the pipes back, we have several valves along the bottom of the pipes, and we have a little pressure gauge here.
No water flowing through at all.
So we can judge how much pressure is in the pipe and how much we need to put through the pipe in order to open or to remove that piece of stone. Now, if we take a look at the bottom pipe, that seems to be the one we want to get the water into. It bends round here, doesn't branch off anywhere, seems to be pipe with less branches and less turns in it that we can build up the most pressure in. So starting at the beginning of this particular maze, I apologise for the control system on behalf of the publisher of the game, who did a terrible job. Right, water is coming down this pipe and should go along this pipe. We don't want it going down. It's already pointing that way. The valve points to the way the water is flowing, so we'll leave that one alone. Now, this one here is pointing to the top pipe. We don't want that, so let's divert it down.
I can hear the water rushing downwards now.
Okay, so we've got even more water going in the bottom pipe now. Just love the way the camera stops the character when it changes scene. Now here we can add to the flow. We have water coming down this pipe from above, but at the moment it's going along the top pipe and the bottom pipe, so let's cut the top pipe off.
I can hear the water rushing in and downwards now.
There we are, so we have water. There, you hear that? Extra water, so it's coming along the bottom pipe and down the top pipe through this branch into the bottom pipe. So we have two lots of water flowing in the bottom pipe now. We need to cut off any access to the top pipe. We don't want pressure leaking anywhere into the top pipe system. So,
Valve closed.
now let's have a look at our pressure.
Pressure's very high now.
And there is the clue. If it says high, it's not high enough. If it says very high, we've done it. So now we turn the final valve and hope we don't get smacked on the head by falling rubble.
Valve open. The block isn't moving all the way.
Okay. There is the entrance to our crypt. We are now in the crypt. Okay, let's make our way to the end of this tunnel, where we can go this way and climb down this little bit of a wall and drop down.
Wow! This must be the place.
think I actually believed it.
Undisturbed for centuries.
So the manuscript is genuine. It will lead us to the treasure.
Did you ever doubt it? Right. Now, I'm just going to place George here. Notice this very awkward, badly rendered symbol on the floor. That is significant. Right. Let's check our PDA as to what we need to do here, because this is the first of the puzzles. Let's go to Latin. The first. Find the knights who share a horse and grasp the stone to open the way. Well, with a lot of imagination, that does look vaguely like two knights on a horse. Yeah, okay. And I guess this will be the stone we need to grasp.
Looks like a release button for the door. Nothing's happening.
Well, I guess this is time for some teamwork. Time for Anna Marie to earn her part of the treasure.
Anna Maria, could you try pressing the button here, please?
Sure.
Now you need to be standing on this symbol when she presses the button, because she won't wait for you.
Ready? Here goes.
And we have a little jingling sound in the background to say we've done it right. Courtesy or reminiscent of Broken Sword 1. Okay, now this is the second puzzle room. Notice we have a knight behind some stone. We have a disobedient camera. We have some weird mechanism in the floor. We have another alcove with some stone, a knight was blocked off with some stone, another alcove with some stone, more mechanism. Ah! And here we have an uncovered knight, and that's where we came in. Right. What do we need to do here? Our PDA has the answers. Latin. The second. Address the arms upon the shields and close the circle for the knights to let you pass. Okay. Then I guess we can see that is a knight with a shield. So we have to move these symbols around in the correct order in order to progress the game. Right. First thing I'd suggest, these symbols here, ignore them. They're there to troll you. I couldn't see that they actually mean anything at all in helping you solve this puzzle. The answer, or the clues to solving this, are in manuscript. So, we notice these symbols down here.
Cross, crescent moon, Star of David. I wonder why these symbols are here.
So they obviously are there as a clue to what we do. To what we do next. Now let's look at the shapes. We have cross, star, moon, cross. So we'll start with that. Cross, star, moon, and cross. Now as these are fairly obvious progression puzzles, I guess all we need to do is progress each symbol to the next one in the series. So let's do that. Moon, cross, star, moon.
That's done it.
Nice work.
Fairly simple single progression puzzle to get you started. That's the door we came in. And behind here, ooh, and behind here, right, we have the Fleur-de-lis puzzle. I remember seeing that on the manuscript. There we are. Right now, what we have here, we have 4 stages of Fleur-de-lis, and we have 2 colours. We have red and blue Fleur-de-lis. So What I'd advise here, separate the colours. Let's deal with the red fleur-de-lis on their own. Looking at the positions, we have top, top, left, left. So I guess the progression would be down, down. Would make sense, wouldn't it? Top, left, down, top, top, left, left, down, down. So the two reds have to go down, down. Now the blue ones, not really that difficult. That shape puts you off when you see them together, but when you look at them singly, we have down, right, right, up. So the next one would be up, left, down, right, right, up, left. So the reds have to go down, down, and the blues have to go up, left. So the reds have to go down. And down. Ignore the yellow dots. They are there to troll you. And the blues have to go up left. That one is already pointing up, so I guess we just need to move that one. There we are.
Solved.
George, you're a miracle worker.
And
You know, sometimes I think I just might be.
and the third and final night. Got a bit of speed going here, George. Ain't got all day. Right. Now, this one looks far more difficult than it is. And we have the lovely Tristan's Lament tune in the background there, if anybody wants to know the name of that tune. Right, this again is a series of progression puzzles. Nothing more difficult than that. But it's very cleverly done. We have background colour progression, we have shape progression, and then we have shape colour progression. So in this case, as an example, we have white fleur-de-lis, yellow background. So we need to progress each shape and pair of colours to the next in the sequence 4 times. So, let's start with the manuscript. We have a starting point right there. We take each quadrant of the shield, top left, top right, bottom left, bottom right, to coincide with the shield we're trying to solve. So starting with the top left, background colours, we have gold, blue, gold. Next one's going to be blue. Shape-wise, we have fleur-de-lis and we have numbers. We have 3, 1, 2. Next one's going to be 3. So we're looking for 3 fleur-de-lis to progress. 3, 1, 2, 3. And colour-wise, we have blue, gold, blue, gold. Very simple when you break it down into its individual parts. So we are looking for 3, 1, 2, 3. Blue, gold, blue, gold. Fleur-de-lis on a gold, blue background. Simple. 3 gold fleur-de-lis on a blue background. And the rest of the shield puzzles are exactly the same. 3 gold fleur-de-lis on a blue background. Top left quadrant, done. We're a quarter of the way there. Okay, back to the manuscript. There's Tristan's Lament playing again. Top right quadrant, backgrounds. We have blue, white, red, gold will be your next progression. Now, this one's a little different. We have 2 lions on each, and we also have some weird colour progression going on. It's got gold, blue, white. I guess red will be the next one. So we're looking at 2 red lions on a gold background. This one is a fair way round the wheel, if I remember. There we go. 2 red lines on a gold background. Halfway there. I said it wasn't difficult. Okay, back to the manuscript for part 3, bottom left quadrants. We have red, gold, blue, so we're looking at a white background. 2, 1, 3, we're looking at 2 lions. And we're looking at white, red, gold, blue. So we're looking at 2 blue lions on a white background. So let's do that. 2 blue lions on a white background. 3/4 of the way there, just 1 to go. Simple when you know how the puzzles work. Back to the map. White, gold, background. 1, 3, 2, 1. Gold, white, 1 white Fleur-de-lis, gold background. Not that. That's opposite. We want a white Fleur-de-lis on a gold background. Which is the next one on. And there we are.
Excellent.
Now that's opened up 2 alcoves, one here and one here. So,
That alcove is empty. That alcove is empty.
okay. So what do we do here? Let's have a look at the PDA again for a clue. We've solved the knight's puzzle, why have we not got a secret door? Address the arms upon the shields and close the circle for the knights to let you pass. Close the circle. Well, there are 2 alcoves, and there are 2 of us.
I should investigate first. What kind of gentleman am I?
Sorry, I had to throw that in. I love those little Easter eggs. So what you need to do is get George to sit there and shrug first. Then you click Anna Marie onto it.
Anna Maria, could you go stand in one of the alcoves?
Why?
The manuscript says we need to take our place in the circle.
Oh, I see. What happens then?
Well, if we're lucky, we find ourselves in the treasure room.
And I get the treasure.
That's the plan.
Aha.
What?
Nothing.
Come on, Anna Maria. Hey, what's the matter?
It's such a big step. Don't you see? If the treasure's really there, then everything changes.
But, Anna Maria, it changes for the better.
But you think so?
I know so. I've been poor often enough.
Maybe it's not about the money.
So maybe it's not. But whatever happens, the way you and I have done this, the way we've been together, the way it's worked out, it's gotta be a force for good. Don't you think? A positive thing, a good thing. Agreed?
Agreed.
So let's do it.
You're right. Let's do it.
And we have that ching-a-ling in the background, confirming we've done it right. Always listen for the ching-a-ling. And to the wonderful sounds of Tristan's lament, let us enter the crypt. Or the next puzzle room, as the case may be. There we are.
It's the most beautiful thing I've ever seen.
Me too. You know something? I don't think it's medieval. I think it's even older.
Almost biblical.
Yeah, it seems familiar. Why is that?
So many paintings of angels, I guess.
You're right. Botticelli, Michelangelo.
But none so beautiful as this.
So, how are we gonna get it out?
Oh, it feels like stealing.
Are you kidding? I don't see anyone else down here putting in the hours.
You're right. Come on, let's do it.
Atta girl.
Nice. Okay, let's do this. Just for future reference, the references on this map, north, east, south, west, are slightly wrong, but you'll see what I'm talking about when we get to the last puzzle. Right, what do we do here? We refer to our PDA, that's what we do. Go to our notes. Latin. Right, the third. Follow the Master's worldly route and prove yourself worthy to lift the prize. So whatever you do, do not pick up the angel until you have solved the puzzle, otherwise you will die. First, the fortress where he did fight, but was overwhelmed by Mamluk's might. Then he travelled to Longshank's fair city, and as Grand Preceptor he received the call to the temple at Villeneuve, where he was appointed Grand Master of the Order, before journeying to the island where he holds his court. So I guess we need to find 4 locations on the map. So, first, the fortress where he did fight but was overwhelmed by Mamluk's might. Here we have to refer to the historical database that we hacked into earlier in the game. And it's under Baphomet, it is under Knights Templar, and we have to go to Jacques de Molay. In May 1291, de Molay fought bravely to defend Acre. I am pronouncing it that because the game pronounces it like that. It could be Acre, it could be Acre. I am following the game standard. So, he fought bravely to defend Acre, the last city in the Holy Lands or Outremer, under Christian control, but was overwhelmed by Mamluk forces. Mamluks were professional soldiers of slave origin. So there's our clue. The first location we need to find is Acre, which I think
Alexandria.
is not that one.
Acre.
There it is. Right click, use the cog symbol, or the gear symbol.
Acre.
You know, the little stomp, and you heard a click. There's our first one. Right, second. I should have put an overlay of this up. I'm leading you through it clue by clue so you can see where in the PDA the answers are. Right, done that. Then he travelled to Longshank's fair city as Grand Preceptor. He received a call. So Longshank's fair city is a slang term. If we go to here, we go back to... Let's just scroll down. Historical database, Baphomet, Knights. Right, now it says here he was initially based in Britain, where his positions included that of Visitor General before being appointed Grand Preceptor of all England. So Grand Preceptor England should point to London.
London.
Right click, gear symbol.
London.
Click. Number 2. Notes. I haven't seen anyone walk this through in this way before, so I'm hoping this is going to be of some help to you. It's me doing it in this way. Right. As Grand Preceptor, he received the call to the temple at Villeneuve, where he was appointed Grand Master. Now, I believe Villeneuve is probably in Paris.
Paris.
Right click, gear symbol.
Paris.
Click. Okay, and the last, he was appointed Grand Master of the Order before journeying to the island where he holds his court. So, again, historical database, Baphomet, Knights Templar, Jacques de Molay. Now, there we are. It was with the death of Theobald Gaudin, apologies for the bad pronunciation, in 1292 de Molay was installed as 23rd and the last Grand Master, moving his base to the island of Cyprus. De Molay drew up plans to recapture the Outremer, which is the Holy Lands. So Cyprus is our fourth one.
Alexandria.
Which isn't that one.
Acre.
Which isn't that one.
Cyprus.
Which is that one. Now I did that to show you that you can click on them without activating them. Now we right click and gear icon.
Cyprus.
Click. And a chingling sound. We can now pick up the statue.
I've got it. Whoa, strange. It's so much lighter than it looks.
Oh, George, it's beautiful.
I know, amazing. Now all we gotta do is work out how we get out of here.
Wonderful dramatic music for the win. Back to our PDA. Back to our notes. The last. To see the light, turn from Holy Sion to face the great fortress of the Empire of the East, Constantinople, the seat of the Holy Church in the west, the learned Coptic city to the south. Okay, there is a clue on the PDA for that, which popped in without telling us. We have to go back to the historical database, this time to Constantinople. In 324, the Emperor Constantine chose to lay the foundations as the second capital of the Roman Empire at the ancient town of Byzantium, and in doing so split the Roman Empire between the Western Roman Empire, based in Rome, and the Eastern Roman Empire, based in Constantinople. So we've already been given the clue. The Empire of the East is Constantinople. The seat of the Holy Church in the West was actually Rome. All of the Eastern Roman Empire Germanic tribes grew to become the largest and wealthiest cities throughout the Middle Ages. So, we have Constantinople, then Rome, so we need to find the learned Coptic city to the south. Okay, strategically placed, city was defended, 14 miles of wall, reinforced hundreds of towers, Theodosian, mata, repeated attacks, repelled, blah blah blah. There we go. That's right. So in 717, the Arabs launched their final futile attacks on the city. Of the 200,000 who arrived, only 30,000 returned to Syria. It was a massacre. In contrast, the city of Alexandria was conquered by Arabs in 641, although the Christian Coptic Church was allowed to flourish under Muslim rule for several centuries. There is our final destination, Alexandria. So we have Constantinople, Rome, Alexandria. And Constantinople is supposed to be in the east, or at least it's supposed to be a fortress of the Empire of the East.
Constantinople.
Constantinople. Then we have...
Cyprus.
No, we don't. We have...
Rome.
Rome. So we have Constantinople, we have Rome, then we have...
Alexandria.
So we have to go left, bottom, right. Constantinople, Rome, Alexandria. When I can click. Right, so at the moment, you notice this little gold arrow. That needs to be pointing left. So he needs to spin it to the right. There we go. So, Constantinople. Press down, you'll hear a click. Then we have to point down to Rome. And then we have to point right to Alexandria. And here's where we enter a very long cutscene.
It worked!
Let's get out of here.
There we are. That's where I'm going to end this tutorial because you don't need to see the cutscene following this. So thank you for watching.